They say three words that stop most men in their tracks. I need space. But here's the truth. No one tells you. When a woman says I need space, it doesn't mean she wants distance. It means your emotional presence has stopped activating her biology. You've become too safe, too predictable, too available. And in female psychology, that's death to attraction. In this video, we decode the real meaning behind those three words. This isn't pop psychology. This is the evolutionary wiring that decides whether she sees you as a man to respect or just another emotional caretaker she's drifting away from. If you've ever heard I just need some space and felt confused or powerless, stay right here, because what you read about to learn is the forbidden knowledge. Most men never hear the biological reason women pull away when they claim they need time to think. Let's start with the mistake almost every man makes. You take her words literally. She says I just need a little space, and you think, okay, I'll give her time, I'll wait, I'll be patient, and you back off. Message less, make yourself smaller, believing that's what she needs. But underneath, her nervous system isn't craving distance, it's craving polarity. Every romantic dynamic has a biological polarity, a push and pull of masculine and feminine energy, and when that polarity collapses, attraction fades. She begins to feel suffocated. Not because you text too much, but because your energy stopped leading the dance. Her words are social camouflage, polite, socially acceptable ways to describe a nervous system reaction she doesn't fully understand. She says space, but what her biology wants is dominance, challenge, and unpredictability. Her need for space is often a test, not of your patience, but of your emotional gravity. She wants to see whether you remain grounded, powerful, centered in your frame, or whether you panic, chase, and surrender your masculine presence. The second you react from fear, you confirm her body's suspicion that you're no longer the man who can lead her emotions. Women rarely communicate attraction or detachment with a single phrase. Their signals come in clusters, small behavioral patterns triggered by subconscious biology. Here's what you'll notice before she says I need space, and understanding these clusters gives you unfair advantage. The first is the dulling of emotional polarity. You'll see subtle signs. She stops responding playfully, her tone becomes logistical instead of emotional, and her compliments fade into neutral language. On a neurological level, the dopamine and norepinephrine feedback loop that once fired between you begins to quiet. Women are addicted not to comfort but to uncertainty combined with safety, and too much predictability shuts off the romantic charge. Her nervous system interprets your stability as emotional stasis, and her biology interprets that stasis as a man losing his edge. When she says I need space, what she really means is I can no longer feel your masculine polarity. I need to step away to see if my body still reacts to your presence. The second cluster is the shifting of emotional focus. She begins investing emotionally elsewhere, not necessarily with another man, but with new stimulation, new hobbies, new social circles, new self-discovery routines. Her brain's reward system, governed by dopamine and oxytocin balance, compensates for the lack of stimulation in your relationship. The connection has stopped spiking her nervous system. Instead of feeling tension and excitement around you, her body associates you with predictability and safety. Important, yes, but not arousing. Consciously, she frames it as personal growth or needing clarity, but unconsciously, she's recalibrating her hormonal equilibrium. In simple terms, she's trying to feel something again. The third cluster is the withdrawal test. When she pulls away, most men fail. They panic and move into reassurance mode, sending messages like, are you okay? Did I do something wrong? Or I'll give you time. Just don't give up on us. Every one of those sentences drips with inverted polarity. Your nervous system shifts into feminine energy-seeking connection while hers has entered masculine withdrawal. Now she's leading emotionally, and you're following. Her primal psychology registers it instantly. The man she once felt magnetized by is now chasing, and her attraction drops further. That's when you hear, I don't know what I feel anymore. It isn't confusion, it's biological confirmation that your polarity has collapsed. To truly understand this, you must view relationships as chemical systems, not emotional stories. When a woman falls for you, her body releases a cocktail of dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline that reinforce longing, bonding, and sexual drive. As the connection stabilizes, especially if you become too available, the body shifts into oxytocin dominance. Oxytocin creates safety but suppresses desire. This is why couples who move in together too early or text constantly often lose the spark. Her body feels you are already conquered and stops releasing the chemicals of chase and uncertainty. I need space is her body's unconscious attempt to restore the dopamine deficiency your over-availability created. She needs that gap, that sense of not having you completely, to re-stimulate her reward circuitry. This is why strategic absence reignites attraction faster than emotional pleading ever can. It's biological contrast reawakening her feminine polarity. Most men think attraction is permanent, that if she loved you once, she'll always feel it. That's wrong. Attraction is a temporary neurological arrangement held together by tension and uncertainty. When that dynamic collapses, she doesn't consciously choose to lose interest. Her nervous system simply reorients toward what feels alive. A woman can still love your memory while feeling no visceral attraction to your presence. Saying I need space is her way of creating emotional distance to see if her body reacts again. And here's the paradox. When you don't chase that space, her limbic system starts to miss your signal again. The uncertainty revives dopamine, distance recreates polarity, and suddenly she wonders if she made a mistake. But if you panic and fill that space with pleading, she never feels the contrast. You confirm you're a man ruled by emotional need rather than composure. So how do high-value men handle it? When a woman says I need space, your response determines whether she sees you as rare or replaceable. The first step is to detach without drama. Don't argue, don't demand clarity. Simply respond with calm authority. Take all the space you need. I've got a lot going on too. This reasserts your emotional independence and forces her mind to reconsider her frame of power. Humans chase the most emotionally scarce resource, and when you become scarce, her attention returns to you naturally, not from manipulation but from biology. The second step is to disengage the validation loop. Stop checking her stories, stop texting, stop posting reaction bait. Every attempt at validation gives her control over the emotional tension. She must feel your absence so desire can regenerate. In neurobiological terms, scarcity reignites dopamine circuitry, the same system that created the early obsession phase. The third step is to reinvest in polarity. While she's taking space, rebuild your frame. Get back to your masculine missions, physical goals, higher focus, discipline, leadership. The masculine nervous system thrives on direction. And when a woman senses that you orient around your path instead of her approval, her body subconsciously relaxes and polarizes back into the feminine. Your purpose becomes the gravitational field that pulls her desire back. Women don't fall for men who make them their center. They fall for men who are centers of gravity themselves. Now, let's go deeper. Why does this system exist at all? For thousands of years, female choice has been based on selecting the male most capable of emotional survival. A man who becomes unstable under tension, silence, or rejection would not have survived or reproduced successfully. But the man who stays composed under emotional chaos demonstrates strength and leadership. So when she withdraws, it isn't cruelty, it's selection pressure. Her biology asks, can this man stay grounded when his reward is withheld? If you can, you pass the evolutionary test. If you can't, you trigger the ancient repulsion reflex toward weak males. This isn't a game, it's genetic pattern recognition built deep into her nervous system. Masculine mastery begins when you stop reacting to her language and start reading her biology. When she says I need space, what she really means is my body isn't feeling polarity. I need to feel your edge again. Instead of retreating, you remain centered and unattached. No chasing, no explaining, just quiet self-trust. That's when her mind spirals through curiosity, confusion, and craving. Her feminine nervous system, built to seek strong polarity, begins to lean back in. You've reversed the dynamic. Now, she's chasing the very space she demanded. That's not manipulation. That's biological alignment. And this is just the beginning. Most men live blind to the invisible codes that govern female communication. They react to words and miss the underlying neurochemical reality. If you want to decode every emotional signal women send from testing to withdrawal, subscribe and join the men who understand psychology through biology, not fantasy. This isn't about gimmicks or tricks. It's about psychological advantage, the science of polarity mastery. Here's the final truth. Every man faces that moment. She says, I need space, and you either collapse or ascend. Collapse, and you'll spend months analyzing texts, chasing ghosts of attention, and losing masculine identity, while she gravitates to a man who triggers her biology again. Ascend, and you see the matrix, the hormonal, psychological, and evolutionary system behind every connection. You stop guessing and start leading. Once you understand that space isn't rejection but a polarity reset, you stop taking it personally and start leveraging it. Master this principle and you'll never fear distance again. You'll know how to turn space into attraction, absence into gravity, detachment into desire. The feminine doesn't seek endless connection. She seeks the thrill of a man who doesn't need it. That's the truth behind I Need Space. It's not a door closing, it's a biological test. Pass it and you rise above average men forever, as the one she craves but can never fully possess.